Secrets to a Happy Marriage Tips You Need to Know. Welcome to our guide on building a happy and successful marriage. Look, you can read all the books in the world, but marriage, folks, it's a whole different ballgame. You're two individuals, from different backgrounds, with different baggage, trying to navigate life as a team. And that ain't always easy. Today, we're gonna dive deep and give you 15 essential tips to strengthen your relationship and create a loving home. We're talking real deal advice, the kind you don't get from a Hallmark card. So buckle up, because this is gonna be a bumpy but ultimately rewarding ride. Chapter 1. Don't joke with a man's stomach. Now, I'm not saying a woman's place is in the kitchen, not at all. But let's be real, food is love, right? When you make an effort to cook for your man, you're saying, hey, I care about you, I want to nourish you. And believe me, fellas appreciate that. But if you're constantly serving up TV dinners or takeout, well, don't be surprised if he starts looking for a home-cooked meal elsewhere. It ain't just about the food, it's about the effort.
Know you've been a good friend.
Chapter 2. Be supportive, not critical. Now ladies, I know you have high standards, and that's a good thing. But when your husband burns the toast, you don't need to launch into a 3-hour lecture on culinary incompetence. Offer to help, teach him a thing or two. Marriage is a partnership, remember? You're supposed to be each other's biggest cheerleaders, not their harshest critics. Chapter 3. Intimacy matters. Let's talk about sex, baby. Now, I know this can be a touchy subject, but it's crucial for a healthy marriage. Physical intimacy is how you connect on a primal level. It's how you keep the spark alive. Don't let life get in the way. Make time for each other. And if there are issues, address them. Don't just sweep them under the rug. Chapter 4. Keep it in-house. Look, we all need a shoulder to cry on sometimes, but when you're having marital problems, the first person you run to shouldn't be your mama or your best friend. It should be your spouse. Now, I'm not saying you can't ever vent to someone you trust, but airing your dirty laundry in public, that's a recipe for disaster. Chapter 5. Find your purpose. Ladies, I know some of you are stay-at-home moms, and that's a noble and incredibly tough job. But even if you're not bringing home the bacon, you need to find something that gives you a sense of purpose outside of your marriage. Start a hobby, volunteer, build a business. When you feel good about yourself, it spills over into of your life, including your marriage. Chapter 6. Raise respectful humans. Listen, your kids are watching you. They're learning how to behave in a relationship by observing you and your spouse. If they see you constantly bickering and disrespecting each other, guess what? They're gonna think that's normal. Teach your kids by example. Show them what a healthy, loving relationship looks like. Chapter 7. Share the load, fellas, I get it. You want to be the provider, but that doesn't mean your wife should be stuck with all the financial responsibility. And ladies, I know you're capable of handling things on your own, but there's no shame in asking for help. Marriage is a partnership, remember? You share the burdens and the joys. Chapter 8. Communication is key. This may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many couples forget to actually talk to each other. And I don't mean just about what's for dinner or who's picking up the kids. I'm talking about real, meaningful conversations. Share your dreams, your fears, your insecurities. Chapter 9. Let go of perfection. Newsflash, folks, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. If you're constantly focusing on your partner's shortcomings, you're gonna miss out on all the good stuff. Learn to accept each other, warts and all.
Know you've been a good friend.
Chapter 10. Marriage isn't a competition. You're not trying to win arguments or keep score. It's about finding common ground and compromising. When you're always right, you're often very lonely. Find rituals you love. It doesn't have to be fancy, folks. It could be as simple as having coffee together every morning or taking a walk after dinner. When you create these little rituals, you're building intimacy and connection. Chapter 12. Forgiveness is freedom. Holding on to anger and resentment will eat you alive. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Forgive each other, not because you're condoning bad behavior, but because you deserve peace. Chapter 13. Swallow your pride. Those two little words, "I'm sorry," can be tough to say. But trust me, they're powerful. When you're able to swallow your pride and apologize, you're showing your partner that you value the relationship more than your ego. Secrets are like termites. They eat away at the foundation of your marriage. Be open and honest with each other, even when it's hard. Trust is built on a foundation of truth. I'm not just talking about kids and finances here, although those are important too. I'm talking about sharing your hopes and dreams for the future. Where do you see yourselves in 5, 10, 20 years? When you have a shared vision, you're more likely to stay the course. Look, I'm not here to preach, but I've seen the power of faith in my own life and in the lives of countless couples. When you invite a higher power into your marriage, you're inviting in love, grace, and forgiveness. You're saying, we can't do this alone, but with your help, we can get through anything. Well, there you have it, folks. 15 tips for a happy and successful marriage. Now, I know it's not always going to be easy. There will be bumps in the road, arguments, and challenges. But if you're both committed to making it work, if you're both willing to put in the effort, you can have a love that lasts a lifetime. Remember, marriage is a marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourself, support each other, and never stop fighting for your love.